Hey Gear Seekers, I'm Nick. We've got something very special here today in the studio. It is the sequel to the LANCOOL 1, the brand new Lian-Li LANCOOL 2. Now they showed this off at Computex and they've made a few changes since the one you saw on the show floor. So without further ado, and I know it's day 2 in a row of doing builds, we're doing a build. And we're doing a build with the AMD Ryzen 9 3950X and a 2080 Ti. Let's build something crazy. Let's go. Like all of these build videos, these aren't permanent PCs. We basically use parts that we have on hand to put all of these systems together. And today, we're very lucky because we've got a 3950X and the new MSI X570 UNIFI, which is an absolute beast of a board with no RGB. And I think that's going to be the theme of today's build. There's going to be less RGB than the last build that we did in the Silverstone LDO3, because that was just like complete unicorn spew. And we're going to dial it all the way back today to build something a little bit more classy in the LANCOOL 2. And this case in general is kind of more of a workstation-y type of case, and I'm just going to dive into this before we start building with it, just to show you what I mean. It's got really easy to access hard drive sleds down the bottom here, which I think is a great feature, but enough about talking about that stuff now. Let's build, and then we'll chat about it towards the end of the video. So yeah, how can we do this different? Let's do this. ladies and gents, let's see if we can get 2 good peels in a row. That was a 1 finger. That was meant to be 2. I can't count. It's late. Give me a break. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, that was okay. Sorry, that's how I stop myself from zapping myself. All right, let's see if the B side is a bit better. Let's see what happens. Oops. That wasn't too bad. What do you reckon?
That's alright.
That was pretty satisfying. There wasn't as much resistance, but anyway. Ooh, that was a big zap. Did you hear that? Well, you probably didn't. Maybe you saw that on camera. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, cinematic time. You know what time it is. Let's do it. Let's talk about the LANCOOL 2 now that I've done the build in it. The cable management on this case is absolutely superb. Lian-Li once again nailed it. They've got it there. They've been making some really great cases this year, and the LANCOOL 2 is no exception to that. So let's go back to the thing I talked about in the intro. The basement down here. Now this basement's pretty good. It's good for workstation type of cases. You've got these removable hard drive sleds, which I think are pretty excellent. And you can actually change the position of it so you can move it either backwards or forwards. We went for the Revolt X 1000 watt platinum Fantex power supply. It's actually, this is a dual system power supply that we're gonna be using in another 3950X build really soon. It's the one I've been teasing for a long while. Right, you probably noticed this RGB strip along the bottom as well. This is an optional case accessory that Lian-Li makes for the LANCOOL 2 to fit perfectly in this recess underneath the glass. Right, so it sits in there it's designed to go in there. It's a very nice little addition, and I asked them to send that along for this build in particular, because yeah, I just thought it would add a little bit of ambient lighting, and it's not too over the top. The fans we use are the new Bora Digital fans from Lian-Li. They're all addressable RGB. The cooler is the Cooler Master ML360R RGB with a custom gear seekers pump top that we had custom made from Cooler Master. So shout outs to those guys for getting that to us. It's pretty cool. The GPU is the Aorus 2080 Ti Extreme. We've used this in plenty of builds. It's a beast. Probably not the best cooling for a GPU on the market, but it looks pretty amazing. Come on. You tell me. The motherboard, of course, is the MEG X570 Unify from MSI. Great board. I really, really like it. The CPU is the 3950X from AMD. It's a Ryzen 9. It's a 16-core beast. We've also got 32 gigs of the Thermaltake water RAM without the water block on it. I just love the way this RAM looks without the water block, and for these kind of subtle looking, let's call it an RGB free build, because it's just white, let's be honest, it's the perfect RAM for that aesthetic. Also, like I mentioned, cable management on the back side of the case is really exceptional. I'll get to the front panel, don't worry. So I made a bit of a mess here. You can probably see that, but all of the panels hide all the cabling. It's pretty cool. It's reminiscent of the Cooler Master H500M. They do a similar thing with that case too. So I really like this. I love these hinge doors. The case is awesome. I really like it. You've got additional SSD mounts here. You've got SSD mounts down on the bottom of this flippy door as well. There's addressable RGB lighting built into the front of the case, which just looks pretty stunning. And overall, I'm gonna say it. What do you reckon, Claire?
Yeah.
This is one of the best cases I've seen all year.
Yeah, sure.
The build quality, it's all metal, it's solid, there's not a lot to dislike about it, to be honest. And so you probably noticed that we did this 3950X build. This isn't what's gonna live in here. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna build my new editing workstation in this case for another video. I really like it. I think it's, for me personally, it's got everything that I like in a case. And the airflow is pretty good, even given that it's kind of a closed front. But these are quite wide. These are probably 25 mil wide on each side. Plenty of intake. You can fit two 140s up top as well, a 120 up the back. We've got a 360 cooler in the front, which is more than enough for this CPU. And what more can I say? Well, with all that said, you know what time it is. It's time for some benchmarks. We can see what the temperatures are gonna be like. You're gonna see what the gaming performance is like. And yeah, let's do a benchmarking thing. So for me, the PCO11 dynamic from Lian-Li was the beginning of the return to form. Then the TU150 was them bringing that quality back, and I feel like the LANCOOL 2 is a culmination of all of those things in a case that I personally like. This is the type of case that I would choose. Even with the little details, like it's got air intakes along the bottom here. It's really nice. The vertical GPU bracket in this case is the optional accessory for this case as well. And I just feel like they really thought about the feedback that they got at Computex with the original version, because I can't remember, but I don't think this inlet was here. I don't often say this, but I do recommend this case. It's very nice, pretty well executed, awesome cable management and cable hiding abilities. The hard drive cages can be moved around. And for me personally, for a workstation, this is my pick for 2019. Even when we did our case roundup video from Computex, this was one of my picks from Computex as well. And it's great to see that the retail version is just as good as what I saw at Computex. If you're interested in any of the parts in this build, there is a PC part picker list down below in the description. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, you know what to do. Tell us what you hated about it. Once again, thank you so very much for watching. I'm your boy Nick with Gear Seekers. You peek, we seek. And truly, you know, other reviewers and other YouTubers might not agree with me with this case, but for me personally, this case does everything that I want it to do, and I don't often say that about a case. So yeah, thanks for watching.